If you have been dumped by someone who then downgraded you to a booty call and you accepted those terms, this video is for you. You know what it's like to feel utterly used by someone who was supposed to love you. For them, the fun without the responsibility felt like relief and safety, but for you, this experience was traumatic. And the insidious part is, now you will go on to future relationships and skip right ahead to the downgrade. You're automatically accepting the downgrade. You accept anything anyone offers you right from jump on all of their terms. Because now, unfortunately, that's what your past relationships have trained you to do. The irony of all of this nonsense is now you are the one who ends up feeling like you're acting desperate. But your ex was actually the one who felt triggered into abruptly discarding you. And now they are still trying to keep some kind of a label on you because they are desperate to keep you around. People who are too scared to admit they are desperate for a connection will lie to your face in order to get one. And if you keep getting stuck in situationships or accepting friends with benefits, it's because you're caught in their lie, the one they're telling you and the one they're telling themselves too. In this video, I'm going to show you how to spot people who avoid showing up honestly, how they manipulate their words, and how to build the self-love that makes you completely immune to their mind games for good. Because if you listen, there are a lot of red flags that you are on the road to being discarded. People who say they've never had a long-term relationship. People who say they just want to have fun and see where things go. People who tell you that if you can wait a year, then they'll be ready to become official. But the number one red flag that someone is a minimizer, a downgrader, and a discarder is they refuse to acknowledge that the two of you are both human. Then they proceed to set up terms that conveniently skip over the human factor when it comes to relationships. And to do this, they concoct some manipulative word salad terminology that only makes sense to them because it twists the truth to fit the lie they tell themselves, the lie that they don't want human connection. And here's an example. A woman who I'll call Sandy approached me, and she told me that she was almost conned into a traumatic situationship that surely would have left her high and dry. There's a local spot she really likes, and she met a guy there one night, and the next night she went, he was there again. That second night, they clicked. It became clear there was some chemistry between them. They talked all night long. And at the end of the night, Sandy gave him her number. Now, she didn't hear from him for a few days. And then suddenly, one evening, she got a text from him telling her that he was interested in starting something he called Friends with Benefits Plus. She texted back, what is that? And he proceeded to explain that they would be friends who sleep together, the typical friends with benefits, plus they would also go out to dinner. They would go out to see concerts together, and if the mood struck them, they could open up a bottle of wine on the beach and talk about their lives while they watched the sunset. So she texted back, "Oh, so you want us to date?" And that's exactly what I said to her. I was like, oh, okay, so he wants to date you. But no, he insisted that this was different. He did not want a relationship. Do you want to know what people like this are actually saying to you? Like, this is what this gentleman was telling Sandy when he made this proposal to her in a text message. He was saying, I'm already denying you as a human. I deny you as someone who exists in this world in 3D Technicolor equipped with a full spectrum of emotion. I refuse to acknowledge that you have a past where maybe you've been hurt. And I refuse to admit that you have a future that you are going to have to deal with after I've gotten what I need and move on. People like this guy, they either haven't learned or they refuse to see that humans are designed to bond and attach to one another. Friends with benefits plus. Shut the front door. You know what that plus really means? We're going to be friends with benefits plus you're about to get real hurt. God, this friends with benefits plus, This is one of the most selfish proposals I've ever heard. Like, hey, I don't want to get to know you. I just want the girlfriend experience. It's like these people want a real life version of an OF adult entertainer in their living room. And when they're done, well, you can go ahead and see yourself out because, whoa, it's not like we're together. Don't ever chase after someone who thinks it would be a bad idea right off the bat to be together with you. Now, on the flip side, this could be something somebody proposes to you and maybe you're fine with it. But then they end up becoming someone who is obsessed with you because they do want a relationship. People like this do want a connection. So they become attached. And now you're the one who's like, whoa. I didn't sign up for this. And it creates a whole different category of problems. But no matter which side of this you land on, it all stems from getting involved with someone who is lying to themselves about what they want. Something is wrong. And they are probably too scared to ask for exactly what they want because they have felt unseen and unheard, and they cannot bear the thought of one more rejection. It's too painful. They don't want to go through it again. But instead of choosing to be content with staying single, they come up with all these ridiculous words they string together, all because they're too scared to admit they want a connection with another human being. This guy obviously is someone who wants to date and even court a woman. And I hope people like this can get to a point where they find out there are people out there who can accept them for exactly who they are. There are people out there who want the same things that deep down they really want too. But it is not your job to teach them any of this. And if you accept them on all of their terms, the way that they are thinking about relationships right now, there will be almost no holding back with how carelessly they will treat your heart. Because remember, they had already convinced themselves they didn't really want you before they ever really got involved with you. Hard pass. Toxic people distort your image. If you choose to go forward with something like this, you will get attached, and it's normal. But they will call you crazy, needy, too demanding, and here comes the discard. Then, after a period of no contact, they'll come back to you, trying to act like you guys are still in a relationship without the label. Or they continue to go out into the dating world, traumatizing people in the never-ending, never-fulfilling search for glamorous love with no strings. And then they wonder why everyone they get involved with is just crazy. And I've got news for them. It's because what they are searching for doesn't exist. It's not human. And the glamour, it won't last. Because glamorous love is fantasy, rose-colored love. It's like honeymoon love. Full, healthy, big picture, long-term love isn't always glamorous. It's setting up the coffee maker with the flavor of coffee your partner prefers on a Monday morning before they have to go to work. It's texting them that you forgot to add cat food to the grocery list. It's talking about the budget for Aunt Margaret's funeral. And yes, you can add some glamour with travel and date nights, and that is fun. But it doesn't stop there. Love isn't wine on the beach and call it a day. It's do they stick around for the next day when you are obligated to attend a family function? Where are they? People who cannot honestly articulate what they want when it comes to love are most likely victims of never being fully loved in a healthy way. And because there was no role model, they don't know how to show it to themselves. And the thing about these interactions that seems to really upset us, it's the fact that people like this even propose these crazy relationship dynamics in the first place. You know, random people are going to throw random things at you, and sometimes their offers will be insulting. But you have to remember not to take it personally. And of course, Sandy went on and she internalized it. She's standing there asking Maria, well, what's wrong with me? Am I presenting myself incorrectly? Do I look like the kind of person who is fine with being used? Well, No, she doesn't. She's beautiful and she takes care of herself and she always looks very well put together. But welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. Because if I had to say the one thing that might not have helped her out in this situation is when this guy originally texted her, she answered him back and said, she'd have to think about it. And her ambivalence validated his ambivalence. Like attracts like. And I understand, no, this is not what she really wants. And she knows that too. And I think this kind of happened because he completely caught her off guard. But it's important to remember that you have zero obligation to answer people like this back right away. He waited for a few days before he even texted her to chat her up. And these kinds of people aren't in any sort of rush. Well, you don't have to be either. Take a beat. Paint your nails. Remember who you are. Remember your boundaries. I encourage you to show yourself full, healthy love in small, unglamorous ways every single day. Wash your car, buy new socks, do some push-ups. Taking care of yourself feels good. And when you begin to feel good every day, you won't feel as tempted to participate in meeting with someone who only makes you feel good for one night or for a few hours at a time. You don't feel like you need that hit anymore because there's nothing in your life or in yourself that feels lacking. There's no knee-jerk reaction to feel like you have to come up with an answer for them. These people who aren't even asking you a respectful question in the first place. And if you want to know how I learned to calm down that anxious trigger, watch this video and become unstoppable. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.